what I needed to have in place when moving back to South Africa. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Diana and welcome to my channel. Okay, today we're talking about some of the things that I needed to put in place when I was thinking and hence eventually moved to South Africa. I moved to South Africa with my two kids, which was a different story altogether. When I was still back here in South Africa, when I was a single little girl, living my best life, doing silly things really, and not even caring about certain things that I do care about today. I moved back to South Africa about 2 years ago, and I came back to South Africa with kids. I moved to Ireland and Europe, literally Europe, and it's been a journey. Now, my move started obviously prior to that, to the eventual moving and flying and all of that. My decision started prior, maybe 2 years prior to that, and I needed to have a lot of things in place. I was moving back to South Africa with my kids, and yeah, I needed to have preparation. I needed to have a lot of things put in place because I know what South Africa is and can be. It's a beautiful country, don't get me wrong, but obviously there's also crime and there's just safety issues that needs to be put in place. I am super happy to be back home. I'm super happy to be back in South Africa. But let's get into the meat of this video and as to what I needed to have put in place. All right. So the first thing I needed to get in or think about was, where am I going to stay when I move back to South Africa? All about location, location, location. So where you go, where you choose to go and stay, you have to know that it is a safe neighborhood. The crime is relatively low. Obviously, anybody can rob you anywhere in the world, but you just have to be alert. So I needed to make sure that I was in a complex. I could have been in a house, but I was too. I'm a single mom, so I was a bit too nervous to go into a big house, in a street, open the gate, and anybody can enter. So I wanted to be in a secure place, and the only secure place I could think about was to be in a complex where there is big gates, there is security guards, they know you, you open your own gate, not just anybody can come in. So I'm in the northern part of Johannesburg. So if you know Johannesburg, you know what the northern part of Johannesburg is. So so that was my first thing. I needed to find which location will I be situated in, and is it safe for me and my kids. The second thing that came to my mind is I obviously need to be mobile. There is public transport in South Africa, but I've never used public transport in South Africa ever in my life. So when I was coming back to South Africa, I needed to find out what vehicle will I be driving, how will I buy this vehicle. So obviously you need to have some finances put aside, which was exactly what I did. So I had some money put aside for a vehicle, and then a week after I landed, we went car shopping. I bought just a reliable runaround car. I bought it cash, and I was like, I'm gonna put kids in the car, find a place, and hana. Remember, I have family here, so I had a bit of time to kind of sit back, really look around at the environment, and choose. This is exactly where I want to be. I have two sisters back here in South Africa who are amazing. They would open their doors for me the whole lifetime if it came to that. But I didn't want to put anybody in that position, so I stayed with my sisters for a bit. Found a place, and it's been amazing. This is the second place now that I'm in the same area. I moved out of the first one simply because it was a smaller one. It was a smaller unit. It was it was a 1-bedroom. And then when my furniture came, I needed to be in a bigger space. My son is 13, my daughter is 10. So obviously they needed their own sleeping quarters, sleeping bedrooms. So I needed to cater for that as well, just so they can become their own individuals. They're not squashed, we're not squashed, we're not gosh, for anything. So I moved into a 3-bedroom apartment. Another thing that was at the back of my head was that I didn't want a ground floor. I don't know why. It's a very secure complex where we are, but I also wanted to be up in the A. So I'm on a 4th floor, and I promise you guys, I am never worried for safety. And nothing has ever happened. So I'm always elevated. I sit in my veranda. I sit by the sun. It's amazing. I love my place, and I love where I am. And the security is really super, super tight. Not anybody can just enter your place. Even the guards at the gate cannot let anybody in. You yourself have to let the person or whoever is coming to visit you. And if I feel like I don't want to see you guys, I'm just going to ignore the call from the gate. That's how it's going to be. And the guards will tell you, no answer, go back. So that's just how it is. This is to say how well the security is. My kids can loiter around the complex, can wander around with other friends. They've made a few friends in the complex, and I'm never worried for their safety. I'm never worried that they're going to leave the complex or anything like that. The guards will not let them out anyways. So this is a 24/7 secured complex. There's guards all over the place. Like there's just the visibility of the security here is super. So I decided to go into a brand new vehicle. That was before I started work. I went into a brand new vehicle, an SUV that was high enough, that was good enough to just be on the road, to get off whenever I need to. I don't know what it is about high cars and SUVs. I've always wanted an SUV since I became a mom, because I feel like they're higher. If anybody bashes you on the side, your kids are safe. Your kids are safe. That's my mentality. I don't know if it's wrong or what. It's been amazing. I love my car, and so having a car that was reliable, a car that could move at a certain speed and had a good takeoff was very nice for me. I'm a speed freak anyways. I'm a car fanatic anyway. So this was a very good entry into a good SUV, a good car, something I can take my kids back and forth. I'm not going to be stuck on the road anywhere in South Africa, which is another security thing, because I have a colleague of mine who, him and his wife got robbed at a side of the road about 4 months ago, because the wife had a breakdown in a car. And obviously he came to assist her. While he came to assist her, they got mugged. They got robbed. Thank goodness they were not hurt in any shape or form, but obviously it's traumatic to be mugged by people you don't know at gunpoint. They took everything. They took their phones, their wallets, their IDs. I mean, it's pathetic, right? And this is broad daylight. So I didn't want to be in a car that would stop it anyway, that would go bad. I mean, I know any car, even a brand new car, can go bad, and you can have a puncture, you can have whatever, a malfunction. I know it's possible. But if you are in a brand new vehicle, the chances of that are very few and far. And that was just my security. That was a security blanket for me, to know that I'm in a good car. It's not going to stop anywhere in a highway, on the road. It's not going to overboil. I've been in those cars. I grew up poor. I grew up poor, knowing that a car, you're going to stop by the side of the road and you're going to be stuck and you're going to need to push. So I didn't want that situation as a single mom. Another thing you need to have in place is help. You could move to a country that you know absolutely nobody, but obviously you get to meet people, you get to know people. I'm lucky enough that I have my 2 sisters, which are my pillars of strength. I can be anywhere in the world and tell them I need you, they'll be there. Coming back to South Africa, where they were, I knew that I had help. So that was a cushion for me to know that if I need to run around, do this, do that, go find a place, go do this, go find schools, my kids can be safe with my sister. Another way of getting help is that get to know the community. Ask people, where can I get a maid? Where can I get a gardener? You know, things like that. Befriend somebody well enough in your area, in your vicinity, to to know that, okay, I can get help there. The internet is another great source of help. Nowadays, you can call for a maid. You can have a maid at the door sent by a company, a maid that you don't know, but you know that if they're coming from a company, they are obviously verified and they're trustworthy. So get help, get the help that you need, because it's all too much. I promise you, it's all too much to start thinking, I need a place, I need places for school, I need a car, I need food. Where do I buy? What location do I go to? It's a lot. So if you can make things easier for yourself and say, okay, I'm not gonna stress about cleaning the house. I'm gonna get help from a maid. I'm not gonna stress about babysitting. That was amazing for me. Just realizing that I had the freedom to call for help. So another thing about getting help is security. Once you live in a complex that is secured, that is one great help, because you don't have to necessarily think about your security at all times. So that's another great source of help. Another great source of help is getting a tracker on your vehicle. It's something that puts your mind at ease. We live in South Africa. There's hijacking, there is car theft, and when I purchased my SUV, I knew that I needed to install a tracker for my vehicle straight away. That is security help. I secured a tracker inside my vehicle. I can speak to my vehicle where it's parked. I know where my vehicle is. I can go on a trip log and check where my car has been. Not that it goes on its own, but if my sister takes my car, for an instance, right? I know she's gone to Victoria, she's come back, she's gone to, Stanton, she's gone back to Stanton, things like that. I can check my trip log and see where my car is situated. Is my car ignition on or off? Is my car fuel low or good? It tells me everything about my car. And just from my phone, that's how simple it is. And I also have a panic button. Should I get to a parking space and I didn't check my app, I can hit it, and immediately everybody or security companies are alerted. The police is alerted to look for this particular plate numbers. So that was great help that I got, and realized I needed to secure myself. It's a vehicle, I'm spending money on it. Of course, I want to make sure that it is secure. And of course, I want to make sure, should anything happen to my vehicle, I can get help for somebody to go look for my car. Should I be hit somewhere on the road and I'm not able to let somebody know, my app is connected to my two sisters, so that both of them will be alerted that something has happened to my car and I'm not able to call them. So they can also get help for me, and they know exactly which location I'm at, so they can send help. So get help, guys. This is advice to anywhere you go in the world, really. Not just South Africa, anywhere you go in the world. Get help, get the things that you need, so that you focus on the important things. For me, the important things were making money, making sure my kids are safe, making sure that I am going to be stable, I am going to be situated in a place and carry on with life. There's so many things that I wanted to focus on and do when I got to South Africa, the things that I was not able to do while I was in Europe. Guys, that's another story altogether. That is a story time. We can get into it another time. So the next thing that you need to have is financial freedom. It's a no-brainer. You cannot go somewhere without funds. Money is a good thing if you think right about it, which is something I'm trying to teach myself. I've always been in a scarcity mindset about money, and I've always felt like, money goes, money goes, money goes, money goes, money goes. Of course, money will go, because I don't intend on keeping it. I do not speak to my money. I do not have a healthy mindset about money. But I had to change all of that. Being a mom and coming to South Africa, as a woman, as a mother, I just imagined myself being alone and being solely responsible. I'm grateful for all the help that I get financially, physically, whatever it might be. I'm grateful for it, but I needed to stand on my own 2 feet. And then I came to myself and sit down with myself and say, girl, we need to make money. We have one way of making money, we have two way of making money, we need to have 5 more or 10 more, whatever. So get financial freedom and be financially stable. I'm not saying have millions, but make sure that you are paying your rent, you have enough money to do certain things, have a place to stay, have a car, kids go to school, you eat, you have a roof over your head. This takes me back to when I was really struggling and thinking, I have enough, but enough is not enough. So I need to make more. I turned to God and I was like, God, what do I do? Now, this always reminds me of the verse in Deuteronomy 8, verse 18, which says that the Lord has given us the power to create wealth, to live in abundance. So if we can create wealth, that means we must do something. We must do something. Everybody is born with a gift. I had to sit down with myself and be like, God, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, I'm good at that, I'm good at it. I'm good at a lot of things. I'm not bragging, but I know I am good at a lot of things. But not everything was going to give me money. So you have to sit down with yourself and ask, what am I good at? And God, if I'm really good at this, is this what's going to give me a life of wealth? Is this going to create wealth for me and make me live in abundance? So I am still in a position where I want to at least have 7 stable incomes that come in and I know I can bank on them. This is apart from having a proper job. I am creating this channel so that I can be accountable and you guys can hold me accountable as well, can cheer me on, because really sometimes I just feel like giving in. It's true, I'm being honest. Sometimes I'm just like, I can't do it and I get into a panic. Those are spirits from the devil. Those are not spirit of God. Those are not fruits from God. I am a child of God. I believe in God. So if He's put me in this position, that means I must, that friction must push me, must propel me to somewhere else. It feels like I'm being pulled back. But that pull must now propel me to my greatness. I'm living in that, guys. And I'm believing in God that something good is going to come out of this. That's just a promise I have from God, and that's the word I sit on, that His plans for me are of good, not of evil. So being a mom and being single is sometimes scary. The next thing is keep your circle small. Why do I say keep your circle small? Because once you get into a place, you really want to study the place first. You want to study the environment. You don't know who to trust, because a lot of people may tell you the wrong advice, may tell you to go to the wrong locations, may tell you this, may tell you that. So keep your circle small so that, one, you're not so occupied and involved in so many things that you actually forget your focus. Do that at a later stage. Have friends at a later stage, because then right now this is crucial time. This is time you want to stabilize your life. What's necessary right now is to stabilize your life. If you are a parent with kids and you're moving to a new place, please research on the schools. Do a proper research on the schools. What's the curriculum? What is the ethic? What is the school ethic and morals? What does the school teach? Who are at the schools? For me, the school was important and the culture of the school was important. What my kids would be learning was also important. So I researched on all of those things, and in the north, you get a plethora of schools. Like, you get a number of schools. You get schools that do British Cambridge education. You get schools that do the South African education. You get schools, German schools. You get French schools. You get everything. Last but not least would be things like get a good medical aid. Anything and everything can happen in South Africa. We've had an earthquake. We've had the street bursts because of gas. We've had, it happens in South Africa, y'all. It's a drama every day in South Africa. But in essence, be ready for anything. Get a good medical aid that is full cover. You can get into hospitals. Things are expensive here, especially health treatments and healthcare. Yeah, those things are expensive. And if you want the best and the good and fast help, get a good medical aid that allows you to go into any hospital anywhere in the country and you can get assisted. As a mother, getting one of those good medical aids was important to me because anytime my kids can get sick, touch wood, but I need to have that peace of mind to know if anything happens, my kids are safe, my kids will be treated, and I can go and claim medication at any pharmacy because my medical aid pays for it. Another thing was get a good insurance, vehicle insurance. I have a full cover. Everything is covered. Everything. Because, yeah, if you know anything about South African driving and public transport drivers, you know how it is. Y'all need to be a good driver and be always alert and just look out for those guys because those guys will come and cut you and leave you. You get? So get a good vehicle cover, vehicle insurance rather, so that you had peace of mind. So I had to consider everything. Thank you so much, guys, for being with me. I'm laughing because I've been recording while we had load shedding, and I can see now the house is a bit darker, and I'm sure you've noticed it from the camera. The things are darker, but yeah, it's load shedding times, and guess what? We're still happy. We're still very much happy. My kids are outside playing in the complex with their friends, and this is, to be honest, I want to give thanks to God for where I am today. It's not perfect. It's nowhere near perfect, but it is amazing to have the life that I have, and I'm just so grateful to God to have given me this opportunity. All right. I love you. I'll see you in the next video, guys. I hope this was some help, something to think about if you're moving to South Africa, if you're in South Africa already and you need to just, I don't know. I hope this is helpful information. I'm just sharing with you that this is what I've done to give myself a peace of mind. Bye, guys. I'll see you in the next video.